I'm Amanda.
Standing at the international departures gate, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of travelers saying goodbye to their loved ones, I feel a strange sense of calm. My phone has been buzzing non-stop, filled with missed calls from my mom, dad, and texts from my brother, Jake. But I haven't answered any of them. The only message I opened was from Grandma Rose, telling me to fly safe. It all started 4 years ago when I got accepted into college with a partial scholarship. I was over the moon and rushed downstairs to tell my parents. My dad, engrossed in his stock market charts, barely looked up and said, "That's nice, honey. But we need to talk about money. Jake's coach says he has the potential to be a pro basketball player and he needs specialized training this year." My mom, with a gentle but firm touch on my shoulder, added, "You've always been so independent, Amanda. Jake needs more support. You understand, right?" From that day on, I became a shadow in my own home. I applied for every scholarship under the sun, worked as a cashier at a grocery store early in the morning, a library assistant in the afternoon, and an online tutor at night. I ate cheap instant noodles to save money, while Jake got a brand new sports car for his 19th birthday. For traveling to games, my mom explained, Jake also had a personal trainer and flew first class to basketball camps across the country. They called it investing in his future. 6 weeks before graduation, I mustered up the courage to call my parents to confirm the graduation date. It was on a Saturday, the same day as a major basketball tournament that Jake was participating in. When I told them, my mom said, "Sweetheart, you know Jake's big game is that day. This could be his ticket to the NBA." My dad chimed in, "Amanda, graduations happen every year, but this tournament might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Jake." I wanted to scream, to remind them of all the sacrifices I'd made, but I knew it wouldn't change anything. 1 week before graduation, I was called into Dr. Thompson's office.
Dr.
Thompson had been my academic advisor for 4 years. She was a tough but fair professor who always believed in me. She said, "Amanda, 8 months ago, I nominated you for a prestigious international scholarship. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to get your hopes up. The results are in this envelope. Don't open it until after the graduation ceremony." I took the envelope with trembling hands, not knowing what it held. 5 days before graduation, I went home to pick up some old books. When I pulled into the driveway, there was a huge banner that read, "Jake's Road to the NBA Party." Inside, the house was filled with people getting ready for the party. My mom was ordering catering, and Jake was sitting on the couch, looking like a king. When I asked if I could help, my mom waved me off and said, "You should go back to school. Don't you have that graduation thing soon?" The night before graduation, I called home one last time. I was shaking as I told them that I'd graduated summa cum laude and was chosen to be the student representative. But my mom was distracted by Jake's last-minute preparations for the tournament and said, "That's nice, honey. I have to go now." And then she hung up. On graduation day, I woke up early. There were no messages of congratulations from my parents, only a text from Jake that said, "Good luck," sent at 3 a.m., probably when he was drunk. Grandma Rose, on the other hand, sent a message saying she was on her way, despite the heavy traffic. At the stadium, as I searched for the family seating section, I saw that the 4 seats I'd reserved for my family were empty. There was only Grandma Rose's old knitted scarf on one of the seats. Then I got a text from her saying there'd been a terrible accident on the highway and she was stuck in traffic. During the ceremony, when I was called up to the podium to give my speech, I was terrified. Looking out at the sea of faces, I saw my parents' empty seats. But then, in the middle of my speech, Grandma Rose, out of breath, made her way into the seat. Her presence gave me the strength to finish my speech. After the ceremony, as I sat in the parking lot crying, I finally opened the envelope from Dr.
Thompson.
It was a letter informing me that I'd been awarded a full, funded scholarship to study at a top university in France for 2 years. The total value of the scholarship was over $100,000. Grandma Rose found me in the parking lot. When I showed her the letter, she was overjoyed but also angry. She said, "Don't tell your parents yet." My birthday is in 3 weeks. The whole family will be there. Let them see what they've been ignoring. 3 weeks later, at Grandma Rose's birthday party, after Jake boasted about his basketball achievements, it was my turn. I stood up and showed them the scholarship letter. There was a moment of stunned silence. My parents tried to make excuses, saying they didn't know, but I finally spoke up. I told them about all the years of neglect, how they never asked about my studies, my dreams. My dad tried to defend himself, saying they loved us both equally, but it sounded hollow. Jake, to my surprise, looked remorseful and said he was sorry for not noticing. In the end, I decided to take the scholarship and leave for France. I realized that I didn't need my parents' approval to be successful. I was choosing myself for the first time in my life. And as I board this plane, I'm looking forward to a new beginning, leaving behind the pain of the past.